Alright, so let's try to solve the problem we had before. So let's call this part 13, but it's actually part of part 12. So when I click on this link here, you see that nothing happens, and let me explain what the problem is. Now if you go to the page, we have the layout page, and we also have the index page right here. Now we need Bootstrap, and we also need jQuery for this to work. That's why if you go back to my website, I'm going to stop this from running. If you go back to my website, I made an update that says you need to add these CDN links to the layout page, because when you add it to the layout page, then it means that you are not going to worry or bother adding it to other pages one by one. So I'm going to simply copy the CDN links, and you can actually download these files, this Bootstrap 3.4.1, to a local folder and then link it. It's all the same. So for now, I'm going to just use the CDN links. I'm going to add to the layout page right here, and I'm going to save everything. And at this point, I think it should work. So I'm running this application one more time, and I'm going back to my web page to see the next step says test the model. So this is where we are, test the model to make sure it works. So let's see. So if it works, that is fine. Then we are going to delete it and then try to launch the model using an anchor tag, that is an a/a tag. Now you can see that the model is working perfectly well, okay? So I'm going to close. Alright, so we now continue from where we stopped. So again, if you are joining, please subscribe. If you want to support me, buy me a coffee or support me on Patreon or something. And if you have challenges, leave me a comment to let me know. Now we want to now add in such a way that when a user clicks on the image, it's going to display the pop-up. In this case, we are going to remove this button we added. So let's see where we are. So this is where we are. So this, we are now going to step 3 at this time. It says surround the img tag with an anchor tag and set the href attribute same as the src attribute of the img asset user.jpg anchor tag with an ID of photo button. That's a mouthful. So let's go to start from the basic or from a starting point. So right now I'm going to go to remove this very header. There is a button, and I'm going to remove the button. So what's going to be the button this time is to be the image, all right? So the instructions say surround the image with an anchor tag. So it's going to be it's going to be a/a. So let me put this at the extreme. Surround with an anchor tag and set the href attribute the same as the src attribute of the image. So, I'm going to set the href attribute of the a tag. Let me see if I can increase the font a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to stop this. Right. href equals, and I'm going to set it to the same as the src attribute of the image. So I'm going to copy this and simply paste it right here, okay? And the next step says and set the ID of the anchor tag to be photo button. So this anchor tag, I'm going to set the ID to be ID is equal to photo button. Now this is a name I choose. You can also use another name, but I recommend you stick with me for now. Now let's move to the next step. So first says in the body of the model, add an img tag with ID of patient photo and a width and a height of 95, and also the attribute src attribute to be an empty string. I'm going to just copy it and paste. So this is what I'm going to use for the body of the model. The model is the model I have pasted earlier. So this place, let's see. So now this is the model body. I'm going to just replace the model body right here. Okay, that is fine. And okay, so have download jQuery from here. Now you can download jQuery from here, okay, and add it to your JS folder in www root. That is what you can do. But I'm going to skip this step. I want you to do it if you want. The reason is because I've added the CDN links, which actually fetches the jQuery file from the link from the CDN directory down to my application. So I'm going to skip step 5, because once the pop-up works, it means that yeah. So it actually, the pop-up does not really need jQuery, but I already added the CDN link for jQuery when I added the other 3 links I copied. So if I go down, I have jQuery right here. You can see it right here. Now, in the index of CSHTML, we need the patient list. In the patient list, the index page, we need to add the script. So I'm going to copy the script and I'm going to add it here, right here. Now, I think the jQuery have to be added because you can see that we need to add the script. So I'm going to go download jQuery from here. So you have it here. So I'm going to simply right click and say more tools. I'm going to say save as, and I'm going to simply save it in the directory where I have. Okay, let me just save it on my desktop, and later I'm going to copy it and paste inside the directory. It's going to be inside the directory JS jQuery 3.6.0.me. So let me go to my desktop. So we have IMGS8 and we have this jQuery. I'm going to copy it. I'm copying it. And it's going to be inside the JS folder of the www root. So it's going to be inside this folder here. Alright, that is fine. And I'm going to save everything. And the next step says, at this point, launch the application and make sure it works. So I'm going to launch the application. So what's going to happen when I click on the link, which is an image link, is going to display the model. And it's going to pass the image that is clicked onto the model. So let's see how it works, and then I'm going to explain a little bit further. So what I was explaining is this little script here. So it says that when the photo button on the table is clicked, table photo button on click, the function is going to prevent default, so you are not going to hyperlink to another page. It's going to take the href attribute of the button and assign it to the page, and assign it to the src of the patient photo. So I think, and then it's going to show the model finally. So I think it's something you need to take some time to get your head around, but I think it's quite clear. So here we are. So when I click on this, nothing happens, no problem. But we expect it to show the model. So if I go back to inspect, and go to my console, you can see that we have some errors here. So to fix this, I'm going to simply, let's see. So I have jQuery 3.6, 3.6.0. I'm going to remove it. And I'm going to relaunch. So what I expect is that the script in the layout page should be carried over to this place. However, it doesn't. So I'm going to simply come here and copy the jQuery script. Actually, I'm going to just copy both the jQuery and the Bootstrap. Give me a second. So I'm going to paste the jQuery script right here. So I'm pasting it right here. I'm going to save everything and I'm going to run the application once again. Now, if you look at the jQuery I got from, I put in my folder is jQuery 3.6. But what I have on the layout page is jQuery 3.4.1. So you have a mix-up of jQuery file versions in your application. You always will have some problems. I'm going back to the patient list and I'm going to click on the photo and nothing happens as well. So there is a problem. So let me go to inspect, console, and we have this error once again.